Now, Stelany Alexander, who owned that home, is a pretty special lady. She's won all sorts of awards. She used to own Direct Personnel, and she's got a great business history. She has put so much of herself into that property. It's just incredible. It looks great on the video. In fact, it looks sensational on the video. It's even better in real life. So make sure you go and have a look at that property. I might see you there. I'll be there with Peter and Hello. And they look like they were really enjoying it as well. Now, we have Chris Gill from Courses Lawyers in the studio with us. And as we were talking about, Chris, we left off talking about the expense of the Form 1. So just to recap for everyone, that when you're buying a property, so as a buyer or a seller, there's two key components to the purchase. There's the contract note, which sets out what you're buying and the fixtures and fittings, and then there's all of the red tape stuff that sits behind it, which is your Form 1, which points out the details about the property. The reason we're talking about the Form 1 is that if you get that wrong, it can create big issues for settlement and for claims and so on. The whole industry's moved to this outsourcing or getting professionals to do this. Is that a fair statement?
I think agents have recognised now that the complexity is beyond what they're capable of, and probably 50% of the Form 1s, I would imagine, are now outsourced, and of the remaining 50%, then probably 100% of that 50% are considering it.
So who are the ones that have gone down that direction, apart from ourselves?
I know Harris Real Estate, the Brock Harcourts franchises, Hooker franchises, the Ray White Group, a lot of them, they've all got representation.
So all the majors?
All the majors are doing it. You know, the small little backyard agent, he'll be the last one dragged kicking and screaming.
Yeah, and then the risk profile is just so high on it. So.
Oh, it is. And yep. Of all the issues we deal with, Form 1s are right up there with the best of it.
Right. And Chris, just very quickly, you mentioned in the break that in fact interstate legislation is going to be uniform across the whole country. So it will only be a matter of a few months or 6 months or so before it'll be a compulsory part of the process. It
will be. South Australia is unique in contracts being done by agents and statutory forms. We're going to be adopting the national model, which will dumb it down basically to the New South Wales model. So agents will no longer need the qualification in documentation. So it's just a progression towards doing what you do the marketing, do the selling.
The sales guys do the selling.
Yep.
And let the legal guys do the legal bit.
Right. You still do your contracts, so you still have control of the process and the signing. So we're not going to have that delay that they have Eastern states, but we'll get the best of both worlds.
Chris, great for a technical discussion, and hopefully those of you listening have learned something out of that, because when you're buying and selling, you will come across the forms. So thanks very much for coming in, Chris.
Thank you.
Okay, now let's go and have a look at some more property, some really hot property. Well, I hope you enjoyed the show. Now, for those that want to see more of Ralph's interview, there's an uncut 40 minutes on Fireside Chat. So just click on Fireside Chat and watch the full interview there. And for those of you that are looking for property, next week, Clayfors West, an amazing property yet again. You'll get a first viewing inside. And of course, RP Data's back next week on the latest on the market conditions. So see you next Wednesday, same time, 1 o'clock, live and interactive.